Okay, it is time for Tech Tip Tuesday with Ash from 34Blast. He's talking about software updates.
Hi everyone, I'm Ashley from 34Blast and welcome to another week of Tech Tips. This week I'm going to talk about software updates. Why are they important? Why do we need to do them? What's the pros and cons of doing all that sort of stuff? So first of all, what is a software update? So a software update is anything you can do to a computer or a smartphone or other electronic devices to keep them up to date. Now the main reason you want to keep them up to date is so that they're working properly. So software updates can include things like bug fixes, security holes that are being patched, or feature improvements, and just overall general improvement of your electronic devices. So think about it from the point of view of your car. We get oil changes all the time. We take a car in for a service to make sure it's running up to date. So think of it as the same way as that, where we're just making sure what we've put our money into electronically is always up to date and working at its optimal amount as the manufacturer intended. So I'll go back into the parts of the software updates. So number one, security. In another video earlier, I talked about cyber criminals are always trying to find holes in operating systems. And as a part of that, the manufacturer is trying to patch those holes. So therefore, we need to get the security updates and the software updates to patch those holes that the cyber criminals are finding them all the way through, so that we're not vulnerable and we're perfectly all okay. The second part is no software or operating system, I'll use Windows as the example, no operating system is bug free. It's always going to be improved upon. What they wrote at one time is not what it is now. It's obviously improvements and just making sure that it's working more efficiently than the day it came out of the shop. And the last part of obviously this sort of stuff, well, there's actually two more parts, is new features. I mean, if we have the opportunity where Microsoft says, hey, we want to give you this extra new feature that's going to do this, that's how you get it. So we can, take advantage of your processor speed or your memory speed or your hard drive speed or whatever. And this is also manufacturers like Dell, HP, Lenovo. They also give out security and software updates to improve their own hardware when it left the factory a long time ago. So it's just an added bonus. Plus it keeps you safe. And then obviously compatibility. Compatibility is the last part. It makes sure that the operating system and different parts of software that you may download, whether it's a web browser or it's an office product or it's a video editing, photo editing, it's just so that they're all compatible with each other and they all work nicely with each other. So how do we keep up to date with our software updates? Very easy. And I'll talk from Windows perspective. You can turn on automatic updates. It's going to work in the background overnight usually and say, hey, there's updates here. I'll download them and it will ask you, do you want me to install these? Now, 99.99999% of the time, yes, install them. I don't generally install them on the very first day they come out. I usually give it a week. I don't like being the guinea pig for these new updates all the time, so I always recommend to people, you can download them, but don't install them for a week. The computer can also be set up to check for updates regularly. My recommendation, once a week, once every 2 weeks. It doesn't have to be every single day or every time you turn on the computer. But if it's every week or two, you should be fine with that. Now, if you're really a geek like me and it really is important to you, you can read the update notes. You want to read the update notes? It's a good cure for insomnia a lot of the time, and a lot of it's going to be straight over your head. Even some of it's over my head with what they're fixing. But if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. Now, I have heard certain things before from end users of mine, and they're saying, my device is working fine, I don't need to update. I say, yeah, you do need to update, because as I've said, cyber criminals are always trying to break the operating system, break software, break whatever, and just try and steal stuff from you. So always do regular updates. And then the other one, updates take too long. Well, some can take a while, depending upon it's a major feature update like Microsoft has done in the past. But pretty much, they're fairly quick. In the overall scheme of things, it's probably at the worst time than when it does the updates. When you are on a deadline, or you need to get something done, or you're in a hurry to do something, whatever the case may be, and it says, hey, we got an update, we got to restart your machine. Yeah, okay, it's just bad timing. So, at the end of the day, keep your software updated. Then you won't have to necessarily call me or someone like me to come out and fix your computer all the time. So, hope that has helped. Thanks for joining today. If you have any questions about software updates or regular updates or anything, just let me know, and I'm more than happy to answer them. So, stay safe out there.
All right. Want to thank Ash for that. I know those pesky updates. I always say, do it later. Do it later. Run them at like 2 a.m. You just have to keep everything plugged in and ready to go for that.